I was reading the New Testament and I found a passage that's very interesting, and that's the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 11, where Jesus says that there's no one born of women greater than John the Baptist. So Jesus is basically saying that John the Baptist is the greatest, he's the best, in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 11. So what that means is that, if you read the New Testament, basically there's two major figures in the Gospels. That's Jesus and John the Baptist. John the Baptist died before Jesus. John the Baptist died because he was preaching against Herod's marriage to his sister-in-law or something like that. Basically, Herod was doing something sexually immoral, and John the Baptist preached against it, and John the Baptist was beheaded by Herod because his wife's daughter wanted John the Baptist beheaded. So Herod did it. He beheaded he beheaded the innocent John the Baptist just because John the Baptist was preaching was preaching against Herod's sexual immorality. But anyways, basically John the Baptist died before Jesus, and Jesus says that there's nobody greater than John the Baptist. There's nobody more pure or more sinless or more morally upright than John the Baptist. Jesus himself says this in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 11. What that means is that you don't really need Jesus' sacrifice. You don't need Jesus dying for the sins of humanity to be considered great or morally upright. And if we read the beginning of the Gospel of Luke, Zachariah and Elizabeth are considered to be blameless in the beginning of that gospel, the Gospel of Luke. So this basically shows that there were people in the New Testament, like John the Baptist and his parents, who were morally upright and and righteousness, and were righteous before Jesus' crucifixion, before Jesus' resurrection or alleged resurrection, before the whole Jesus dying for the sins theology. So that shows that according to New Testament theology, people can obtain righteousness and purity without Jesus' death on the cross. So what that means is the central salvation ideas in the New Testament are proven false given the figures of John the Baptist and John the Baptist's parents, because you can be good and moral and upright without believing that Jesus died for your sins, or without uh by just doing uh things that please God without having some kind of need for Jesus' sacrifice for sins. So you can obtain greatness and blamelessness like John the Baptist and Jesus' parents by simply having faith in doing good works, like the book of James says. So all this refutes the idea that Jesus died for the sins of humanity, or Jesus died as some kind of atonement for the sins of humanity. Because if you read the New Testament, people were already blameless and morally upright before the alleged crucifixion or the alleged death of Jesus. Stay tuned, more videos coming up.